Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. This is quite a balanced rack, but I can't see a 7. However, Blip or Bap would sort the rack out. And I think I prefer the rack lead with Blip. That's a lot of S's. I can't see a 7 on with this rack, but through an N I would have Wastness. Nice score for my opponent. So I'm looking at the floaters on this board. It's pretty difficult to see bingos when you've got 3 S's because there's such low probability. Now I do have the ESS ending. That's not helping me right now. So I need to sort this rack out, and I probably need to play off some of the S's. So I can play was down here. And was takes an E and a T after it, so that's quite a dangerous play. It's only scoring 20 points, and it's also opening up column 4, which is quite hot. However, I do want to play off the S. What about playing was and blips? Well, I think I prefer opening the board since my rack leave is so bingo-y. Great, I draw the first blank, and I certainly do have bingos here, and just considering the blank as a vowel is going to give me quite a lot of options. I have salters and slaters in column 10. Now, what about column 8? Do I have anything beginning with the I? I've got tireless through it and realists, but I can't see anything beginning with the I or ending with it. Now, what about column 4, overlapping was? Possibly not. Well, let me consider the blank as a vowel. Salters and slaters, tarsals, artless. Possibly some others. Leicesters and streels. Listers, relists. Ah, well, relists plays in column 4, that's good. Torzels, sterols, and osters. And sterols plays in column 4, so that's been quite fruitful. And lusters, results, ulsters. Lusters spelt the other way round. And sutlers. So a ton of bingos with this rack. But there are no double lanes available, and the only triple word score is column 8, and I haven't seen anything there. Let me get the door. I'm back. My opponent has taken my relist spot, so I've still got column 10, pluralizing blip, but that doesn't get doubled. And I've only got 1 pointers. Yad takes a D in front, that doesn't help me. I can score, well, I was going to say I can score more by playing through Yogi, but doubling the 6 tiles on my rack is not as good as getting the letters from blip, or the tile values from blip. I've got jostlers in row F. Any play in row N is probably going to score the most, but then it's going to open up row O. So I'm going to play in column 10. And I think results is going to score the most and give the least away. So 69 points. Pretty good. I can't see a 7. There could easily be an 8 with this rack. Not too many floaters on this board. I've got the un prefix. I've got the IVE ending. The R of results is available in 3rd place. Gosh, that looks like there's a bingo there, but I can't see it. What about the S? No, I can't see anything there. Now, Yogi takes an N after it. But again, any play in row N is going to open up row O. I have Jiva in row F, but I'd quite like to get rid of the U and the V because the remaining tiles are fairly bingo-y. Out Vi is good, but that wrecks the rack leave. And I can't see anywhere for that. Evolution through the right pair of tiles. 19 points for my opponent. Takes a U after it. No new floaters. Now, what I do have is a spot for out Vi, and 33 points is a good score. Not great. I've got a scoring tile in the H, but I can't see a bingo with this rack. I have Honan in row N and Yogin. 29 points. That's not a great score. And again, I have concerns about opening up row O when I don't need to do so. Now, column 7 may be available for a decent score, playing parallel to Jibed. But I can't see the play there. Now, what about column 3 playing parallel to Yogi? So I could play NAH. Again, 29 points, but far less dangerous than Honan. And a better rack leave. And that remains available. Now, Tav takes an A, as does Lot. Ref takes a T in front for future reference. So this is what I'm thinking of. The rack leave isn't great. It's sort of balanced, but I and O are not the best vowels to have. So this is a vulnerable rack leave. If I pick up duplicates of these tiles, I could be looking at a very low scoring next turn. However, 28 points for Nar is quite good. Well, that's not bad at all. I draw the Z, which is a good tile to have. I'm looking around for somewhere to play it. I note that Nose takes an O in front, so I've got ZO in column 2 for a lot of points, well, 30 odd points, and a pretty bingo-y 5-letter rack leave. Now, do I have something better in column 14? Z something, NO something. Well, close, but I don't think I do. Now, I was just wondering if I had Lion Eyes. I have Lionizer through... do I have Lionizer through this eye? Yes, I do. Fantastic. Now, there are 2 spots for it. Well, clearly this is the better one because the other stops one square short of the triple word square. So Lionizer for 68. There probably isn't a huge difference between Lionizer and Zoe because Liner isn't worth 30, so I think there is a big difference, and Lionizer is best. Great, that looks fairly bingo-y. There's the floating L to consider and no other floaters. I don't think timeable is good. I don't think there's a 7 with this rack, so I may not be bingoing, but it's quite a balanced rack. I no longer have an O for going after X. Is there a bingo through the L? Timeable could be good, but I don't think it is. Gosh, that looks like there could be something there. And it may not be an able ending word. Well, I'm not seeing it. So what else is available on this board? I've got scoring tiles in the B and the M. The B slightly less bingo-y. Okay, a couple more floaters to consider, the C and the U. Can't see anything through the C, or no bingo through the C, or the U. Now I probably ought to play in row A. It's likely to afford a good score and deny my opponent that spot. So I could play amoebic. For 36 points, that's quite a good score and a decent 2-letter rack leave. Okay, I have Siret and Streety, both play in row B, and both also play in row N, making yogis. 21 for my opponent. He's opened up a 9 timer. I can't use that. So, Streety for 83. Siret is going to score less, as are either of those played in row N. And I can't play in column 14 to hook X, so I think this is best. Great, I have the Q with the U. That looks quite a nice rack, but I don't think there's a bingo here. Unequaled is the only bingo that's coming to mind. And that's a 9-letter play. So, where can I play the Q with the U? Not a huge number of spots on this board. Well, I could play Quell in row D, keeping and. That's quite a nice rack leave. 28 points. Not a massive score. Now I have a D for going on the end of Outvi. Can't see anything decent there. I've got quad, but I'd really be looking to get the Q tripled. And that's only going to work with a 7-letter play or a 3-letter play, neither of which I have. Nothing beginning with the O. Now, what about a play in row A? Well, I have Qua, QUA, keeping lend. 40 points. That's probably worth doing and better than Quell. Do I have a 5-letter play, QU EA something. No. Now I have a decent lead, 180 points. 20 tiles still to play, including a blank. So the game's not over, but I'm in a strong position. At the moment, Qua is the best I've seen. And I'm looking around for any alternative spots. So I guess column 13 might be a possibility. But I can't see anything there. I have an N for going after IO, but no O for going after X. 10 minutes on my opponent's clock. So, what should I do if Qua is blocked? I've seen Quell, but the points don't seem to be that great. Now, what about row C? I was just thinking about a play Q something something T something. However, my opponent has bingoed, and it's a really nice bingo, overlapping 5 tiles. But is Goopier good, or is it Gloopier? It's fine. So, my opponent is now just 80 points behind. He hasn't provided any new Q spots. So I've still got Qua in this spot for 40 points. And I now have the D for playing a DR play. So I have drone in column 4, but with 2 Ds out there, my opponent could well play in the same spot. I'm 140 points up. There are 10 tiles unplayed. No, there are 10 tiles in the bag. This is quite a nice rack, but I've got no scoring tiles. I have a D for going on the end of out Vi. That's not a particularly hot spot unless I've got a bingo, and I don't have one. Well, not that I've seen. Online doesn't take a D. It may not even be good as a 6. So, at the moment I've seen drone, which I quite like. 32 points. Now, what about a play beginning with this V or with V in second place? I need a 6-letter play to reach the triple. And I can't see such a play, although there may be one. Remaining tiles fairly bingo-y, so there could be a 9-timer, a triple-triple over something. However, only one O, only one E, and only one R. So that makes that less likely than if there had been more of those tiles. There's the floating. Okay. Now, ORA takes a D and an L, and I've got both. If takes nothing, I've got. E takes an L and an N. So I'm looking at plays beginning D or N. There's 6 tiles in the bag, so I'm looking at playing 5. So I could play done. And I'm immediately drawn to this spot rather than the quad spot, because this is a bingo lane, whereas column 4, although it's a bingo lane, is a bingo lane only for words with R in second place. And even forgetting about bingos, column 15 is far more useful for my opponent than column 4, so it's good to take it out, and 38 points is a good score. I have Alkanin, if that's good. I may be thinking about alkaline. Anyway, I don't think there's anywhere to play alkanin. I can see the remaining tiles, the remaining 8 tiles. They're suddenly not as bingo-y as they looked a short while ago. I can't see any bingos there, only 2 vowels. And I'm 130 points in the lead. I can't see anything through the L of Lionizer or the V of Gov. My opponent is going to empty the bag. Nice score there, 35 points. I don't think he can go out in 1. Now, I'm therefore looking to go out in 2, which isn't going to be easy. Do I have a play which extends qua? Well, I have the I, and that's it. So I have irk. That's not going to help me go out in 2. So where can I score with my K, and where can I go out in 2? Do I have anything through the V? I have Arva. 10 minutes on my clock. I have Avian. Keeping KLN, but nowhere for Kiln. Well, this is quite tricky. I'm fairly sure I do have an out in 2. It's just a matter of finding it. Maybe I have something onto this L. Well, can't see it. Now, do I have a 6-letter play beginning with the V? Close to vanilla? Close to villain? 9 minutes on my clock. Nothing goes after US that I've got. I've got nothing to go after Outvi or Ox. Or X. Nothing to extend Don. Now, is there something other than avian, something which preserves a vowel? Where can my K play? Nothing goes in front of Gi. 8 minutes on my clock. Now, what about a play through this E? Well, I can't see a play. I think these vowels just don't go that well. Or they just don't seem to be two word outs that I can see, which is frustrating because I'd like to get this game over and done with. I have kill. I just can't see anything through this V. Now, Yogin is good. So I have Nake. Keeping LAN. Now, can I get my K on this triple letter square? I don't think so. So I have got Nake, and that is going to give my opponent the opportunity to score by playing Dad, but he's not going to score a lot. And I am going to be able to go out next go because I have Lane here and I have Lean up the top. So I'm going with this. So where's the most I can score? I have Elan for 8. I don't have any 3-letter plays on this rack. So Lane is all I've seen at the bottom of the board. I no longer have anything which goes after qua. Nice play by my opponent, 32 points. However, he's provided an opportunity for me to score more than I otherwise would with Elan. Elan for 13. So just wait for my opponent to formally end the game. Which he does. And the final score, 364 to my opponent, 466 to me, a winning margin of 102 points. So let's see what I missed. It was me to go fast. I played Blip. I could have played Piebald, and I think that would have been a better play. My opponent plays Jibed. And now, look at that. Tiswaz's was playable. Well done if you spotted that. I didn't. Through the eye of Blip. Instead, I played Was for 20. A significantly inferior play. My opponent plays Yogi, and now I have a ton of bingos, including results. My opponent has Armoire. Nowhere to play it. He plays Moa. And now I play Outvie, which looks fine. My opponent plays Ref. I didn't like this rack. I considered Honan and preferred Nar. My opponent plays Ox, and I have Lionizer. Wow, it scored 9 more points in the lower down spot because the Z got doubled, but then that stops 1 square short of the triple word square with an S and a blank out there, so I prefer the point sacrifice, which gives very few hot spots away. Just the floating L, really. Now, my opponent plays Cutie, and I play Amoebic, which looks fine. My opponent has Vugia. Yep. He doesn't play it, he plays Gov. And then I have Streety at B4. Oh, wow. Overlapping Amoebic a lot more than I achieved with my B2 spot. Now my opponent has got bingos here, surely, and he plays Goopia, which was a nice find. Queen A1. Okay, there was a longer play there. I played Qua for 14 fewer points, so an inferior play. My opponent plays Feet. And now Doline not good because it empties the bag, so I think Done is best. Not a nice rack for my opponent. He plays Who. And now this is a rack I struggled with. Yeah, Alkaline is good. That would have played through the L, but only left me with 1 tile. So what I did was Nake for 3 fewer points, but giving the option of scoring more with 3 tiles than I could with 1. Not that I saw Alkaline. Now, my opponent plays Drad, and I have Elan for 13. So, pretty interesting game. A bingo missed with Tiswaz's. Quite difficult to see 3S bingos and an unusual word anyway, but otherwise quite a good game and some nice words. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.